This October, I participated in my first ever Minecraft building challenge. The challenge was Buildtober, created by Otherside-wanderer on Tumblr. Hello everyone, I am Alaskan Nymph, and this is the final Buildtober video that you will see. I also still have a cold, but I am extremely stubborn and I have decided to record anyway. Let's go! Right, our first step is to make a new world. This is gonna be a creative challenge, and we're going with a random seed. This is a pretty generic seed. We've got a nice mountain top, we've got a village over here, some taiga this way, some mountains that way, and we've got a lovely plains biome and a lot of water to work with. I think this will be a nice seed for Buildtober, and I can always teleport to other biomes that I can't find in here. I am using replay mod and world edit, though I don't know if I will be using world edit. Maybe if the inspiration hits me for a custom landscape I will. But let's get going. Here was the first build with the prompt bones. It looks very cool viewed at night because of the pearlescent frog lights I added to it. Day 2's prompt was Spectre, so I got a bit of a haunted ruin with some ghosts in it happening. If you would like the banner pattern for these, please let me know and I can put it in a community post. Day 3 was Grotto, so I made a cave and put some nice plants in it. My favorite part of this build is the frog light in the back of the water there, so when you look at this at nighttime, the water within the cave seems to glow. The next prompt was Autumn, which saw my second custom trees of the challenge. I also really like my little forest floor decoration with all of the pumpkins. The next prompt on the list was Wither. I did a bit of a lore for this one, where when you walk in, this pressure plate goes off, and in here there's supposed to be a wither skull, and you're supposed to like put the skull on the wither. I don't know. It was something that I really liked to do when I was little. I would make spooky wither lore because of this red sandstone showing wither on it. So it was very cool to return to my little baby nymph days and do something that little baby nymph would find very cool today. Next up we have the prompt Harvest that I like a lot. I love my little canal that went through the fields out into the river with a bit of a flood, but it's fine. Don't look at that. Instead, look at this cute little mud brick storehouse. So yes, Harvest was a great one. As I make my way over to the next prompt, which was Grove, I would like to show you some roseate spoonbills that I made for my mom. Thank you very much, Mom, for enjoying and supporting the series. The prompt I was on the way to see is Grove, where I did even more custom trees, and I really like how these came out. The lantern on the boulder in the center does a cool job illuminating all of my limited undergrowth, and of course I had to put some glow lichen in the trees. The next prompt is Storm. We've got a burnt down tree that was probably struck by lightning. And next to it, we've got some sort of residence. I don't think I did an interior for this one. Nope. And next to this big burnt down tree and residence, we have a lightning rod. So there's a bit of environmental storytelling happening here, even though I just ruined it by telling you the story right now. Woo! The short that I uploaded for this prompt has the second highest views of all of them throughout the month. The next prompt was Campfire. I decided to use the campfire block as a central piece of interest, as well as some put out campfires to look like firewood. I also made a lovely little tent and a fishing dock with a decorated pond. I did put cod in here, but it appears they have despawned. The next prompt was Hocus Pocus, and this one took advantage of the taiga village. I made the spooky little shop from the sequel to the original Hocus Pocus movie. It's very cluttered, very confusing interior layout. It's got a skull, it's got a spooky jar of who knows what, and it has the black candle that starts the movie, and at the end of the short, I lit it. I don't know how many people got the reference, but I did indeed summon the witches. So Sorry, everybody. The next prompt after that was mushroom. I love purple. I love mushrooms. I gave the mushroom some fun gills too, as well as some little baby mushroom planters around the base. This one also looks really cool viewed at night, because I did do little lanterns on posts, but since I used end rods for the gills of the mushroom itself lights up from below. After that was pumpkin. I used pumpkins in the roof of this build because they end off the copper gradient in a pretty fun way. And I made a little bakery. If you go inside, it is indeed fully furnished with some very fun lights and a hole in the wall, apparently. I don't remember that being there. 1 second. Okay, crisis averted. And some pumpkin pies ready to be eaten on the counter. Definitely a very cute build. In a rather jarring change of tone, the next prompt was ominous. Got the ominous banner here, and I did spawn in pillagers on the boat, but I have since switched the game to peaceful so that my villagers don't die. So now it is an empty boat with a big scary green tentacle. I did say it in the video, but this one was inspired by what Gemini Tay is doing for her current Hermitcraft base. I definitely could have handled the shape of it better, but oh well. This is a very ominous position for this boat to be in. The prompt after that was overgrown. Why are you in the nether, you might ask? Why, it is because I decided to make an overgrown nether portal. Just like how the ruin portals in the overworld cause bits of the nether to come with, I decided a ruin portal in the nether should cause bits of the overworld to pop into the nether. I did even put stuff in the chest for set dressing. Look at that. Today will be my 15th day of building for this challenge. Now, I'm building everything 1 day in advance, so it's actually the 14th today, but I'll be building the 15th thing. I'm rather surprised that I managed to last this long, honestly. Like, I was worried I wouldn't even make it past, like, day 6. But hey, I've made a lot of cool things so far. I have absolutely loved taking part in this challenge, but we'll see how I feel about it at the end of the month. Here we have the prompt for Allay. There were Allays running the market stand, but I let them off their leashes and now they are nowhere to be found. The Allays are selling music discs, of course, and their stand has been decorated with cutesy and amethyst things. For this build, I would like to thank my partner B. They had the idea of a market stand. Thank you, B. Our next prompt is actually just right over here. It was Gothic. And I explained this in the short, but Gothic just means a style of architecture now. The Goths were a nomadic Germanic tribe a very long time ago. I still never got the specific dates. I'm sorry, history nerds, please help me out here. And in the short, I said I had a lot of thoughts about this build. And I do, so here they are. The language that the Goths had is not very well preserved, and the best surviving copy we have of it is a Bible, which is why I have decided that this build is rather church-like. In addition to that, when the Gothic architecture was being described by other European historians, they called it ugly and unconventional, which is why I have used diorite for this very intricate and beautiful roof. Lots of people think it's ugly. And hey, you know what? Sometimes it is. But you can still make beautiful things out of diorite. So this is why I have chosen to make the roof out of diorite and make this building resemble a church. Those are all of my thoughts on this build. Nobody asked, but hey, you're welcome. The next prompt is also actually right in this vicinity. I am talking, of course, about the prompt candles. Here's some more statistics for all of you. This one is the most viewed and most liked video of Buildtober. It has 107 likes and 2,200 and something views. I really like how this build came out. I like that my bees decided to stay. I did realize I forgot to put any sort of source of heat for dipping the wick into, there's supposed to be wax in here, but it's fine. Also, shout out to the person who said, 2 diamonds for 8, ain't that just wrong? Thank you for your comment. You made me laugh. Full transparency, locating this one again was like a huge challenge. I did not write down the coordinates of any of these builds, and this one is just underground somewhere, so it's a good thing I could find it again with spectator mode. Anyway, this was my prompt for Deep Dark. I've included some nice deep dark elements here, such as this calibrated skulk sensor, and I worked with the portal frame looking thing in the ancient city to make this. And in the short that this appeared in, I totally implied that there was like lore or something. There's not. I just thought it looked cool. But please, tell me your theories as to where the person who activated this portal went. I would love to know. The next prompt on the list was Warped Forest. I decided to bring the Nether to the overworld and have the Warped Forest be growing in a special greenhouse made of tinted glass. I really like how this shape of this build turned out. I was worried about using only one wood color, but the detail I managed to put into the frame makes the fancy tinted glass greenhouse look super cool. I'm very happy with this one. Day 20 was Duality, probably my most space-consuming build. I don't think it's the build that took the longest. I believe that was Gothic. But I've decided to represent the duality of being completely rooted in one place and the longing for adventure. This one should probably show up as a short now. The ship has a captain's quarters and a map, and this house, which I'm actually really proud of, by the way. I like this color palette, and I love this little front garden and the chicken coop. The chicken coop is adorable, please don't run out. Look at that, they even have little nesting in here. It's absolutely adorable. I got distracted. The interior of the house has an entryway and a kitchen and a bedroom. Oh, I appear to have forgotten to put a window right there. There we go. Much better. The next prompt was creature. I wanted to make a dragon, and I kind of did, but with the white underbelly and dark red on top, as well as the unique shape of the head, this ended up looking very mammalian to me. So I dubbed this creation of mine the Weasel Dragon, and I love it. Look at this perfect little boy. He's wonderful, and he is the Weasel Dragon. After that came the prompt Cauldron. I was very determined to not use a cauldron in this build, and I recalled that a fully charged respawn anchor rather looks like a cauldron with some spooky swirly portal in it. So here we have a scary attempt at an end portal. Ooh. We've got all of the eyes rotated correctly, I think. We've got some water so it doesn't send us to the Nether, I guess. And we've got some candles, because candles look really cool. And at the center is a cauldron of magic. That's not even a cauldron. So, that's pretty cool. For day 23, we had swamp, which I wanted to add some wildlife to, so I'm gonna do that now. Mangrove swamps have very diverse biospheres, and because they connect to the ocean, they can have both saltwater turtles and freshwater turtles. Obviously, I can't differentiate these guys because this is Minecraft, but it's fine. They also have all sorts of birds. Not so much these rainbowy colorful birds that I'm putting in here, but you get the point. As well as extremely diverse and beautiful fish that live in them too. And now that I've added the wildlife, my mangrove swamp is complete. A detail that will probably go unnoticed here is that the mud of the mangrove does extend out into the rest of the river. After that came the prompt graveyard. I was going pretty simple and quick with this one, but I really like how it turned out. I like this gravestone a lot. I also really like this abandoned looking one in the back here. If you'll notice, everyone has left candles for light and flowers for color by their departed one's gravestones. And here, nature has done the same. It's grown some weeds that provide beautiful flowers and light. Even the lamppost here is missing its lamp, so this grave and its person have been entirely forgotten by people, but the nature is still there for it. I ended up going a bit deeper than I needed to for a quick and simple build, and I'm very glad I did, because I like this one a lot. After that, we have the prompt portal. I decided to go with an ether portal and make it all cool looking with some technology and some nether stars. And I even made it kind of functional. By flipping this lever, a bunch of water will dispense and give it almost a bit of a portal frame. I did some lore in the short, so I'm gonna do it here too. Here I go! Ta-da! I have arrived at the site of the prompt Relic. I made an old, crusty ocean bed with remnants of previous civilizations, and inside of these jars, I found a sniffer egg. I've even used suspicious sand in the floor here too, because you can get sniffer eggs out of that in the trailside ruins and underwater ruins. I have yet again used glow lichen, and due to the glow of the portal, in combination with my favorite light source, this one also looks pretty cool at night. The next prompt was mask, and I very incorrectly assumed that my partner B would be the only person watching who knew what I was building. I built the interior of the ice civilization in the movie Mask of Light and the game Monog. I don't remember what it's called, I'm so sorry, Bionicle fans. And the centerpiece of this is a very cool carving at the back of the mask of the Ice Toa, whose name I forgot. Guys, I'm not a real Bionicle fan, I'm so sorry. I was very delighted to see that the TTV channel found and commented on this short, because they were the first people to prove that Minecraft and Bionicle can be friends in a wonderful film that B suggested I watch for inspiration. The build I created for the prompt Moonlight is best viewed at night. This is because I did fun redstone yet again that causes the foliage of the trees and the ground to light up. It is just moonlight sensors hooked up to redstone lamps, but it looks really cool. It's a lot darker in the daytime than it is during the nighttime, which I really enjoy. I love counterintuitive things like that. And that's how you pass through the spooky dark forest. After that, we had the prompt ruins. I'm definitely taking inspiration from Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom with this one, like I said. And as people have pointed out, this is kind of just like the trailside ruins. I have yet to encounter any in a natural Minecrafting setting, so I don't believe these will look very similar, but I really like the area. It's fun to think about who might have lived here before, and how long some of these have been here, and where they were connected to, and what they were used for. The second to last prompt was purple. I don't have a lot to say about this one. I already said it in the short that I wish we had purple leaves, but this will make do for now. Oh, and if you're curious, the reason this coral isn't dying is because these are actually slabs that have been waterlogged, and they're perfectly able to grow on top of those. It's a very nice building trick. It's also how I did the nest in the chicken coop for duality. And finally, we have denouement, which is what I'm doing right now. I am showing you the end of the story. My cold had nearly fully incapacitated me at this point, but I forged ahead anyway, and made some snake clowns from the Lego Batman movie because I really like the silly lines at the end where they're tying up loose ends. And now we're back where we started. I have a cold, I've completed my first ever building challenge, and I am very grateful to everyone who helped along the way. For those of you curious, over the course of Buildtober, I gained about 90 subscribers, and I think I learned absolutely nothing about how YouTube Shorts work. According to YouTube analytics, the favorite video was the candle market stand. It had the most likes and the most views. But I don't trust YouTube. You should tell me what your favorite build was. As for my favorite build, I think it's a toss-up between the Ether portal, because of the cool redstone, and the one for duality, where I made an entire house and a boat. I would like to thank Otherside. I would like to thank my sibling for help with ideas. I would like to thank my partner for help with ideas. And I would like to thank you. Yeah, I'm being cringy. I'm doing the thing. Thank you for watching. Yeah, thank you. That's you. Thank you for looking at all of my builds and leaving nice comments on them. I appreciate it a lot. You should also play some Minecraft. Get building. Have fun. It's a great time. I would probably also say you should subscribe as well, but like the next 2 videos that are going to be released are not Minecraft related, so hopefully I will see you again. Thank you very much for coming with me on my Buildtober journey. Until next time, goodbye everybody.